and we're going to need some for you to take notes. Whenever it says, I want you to notice, this is last year's test. I'm going to go straight. TEA has already posted these for you, but what I did was I went next to each question. I told you, here's the state percent correct. So number 20, if I struggle with reading whole passages, should I have to read the whole passage? No or no?
No.
No. Did you find any line paper inside?
Goes to you.
I'm going to fire my secretary. Oh wait, it was you that helped me that. No, I was helping with those. All right, let's read. That's not in there. That's the release test. I'm going to use a version of it that I made on my own. Let's go ahead and read question number 20 from last year's test. Ready? Let's read it as a class. Loudly. Go.
What is the correct way to write sentence 10?
Okay. Does it say write paragraph 10? No. So they're saying, hey, just go look at sentence 10. Underline and label sentence 10, and it says correct. So the second your kids see the word correct, you're going to have to remember, if you can, either with last week's folder or with this week's folder, towards the back, it has that star folder. And I want you to notice, it does say that right there. What is the correct way to write a sentence? And we said as soon as we see that word, we're going to write ROF. And what does ROF stand for? It's either a run-on or a fragment. But if you notice the percentage, what percentage of the kids did well in that question? Only 30. That means only 1 out of every 3 kids. So if you were to do ET, I would suggest you do a lot of extra time on the ones that say correct. Look at the difference. The one right above it, read me the question. Stop. What's the second word?
Change.
It says change instead. Does it say the word change anywhere on the green C?
Yes.
Yes. So whenever it says change, they're saying, hey dude, this is just cups. Look at me. What is the C of cups? Capitalization. The U of cups? Usage, with Spider-Man using his web to connect his subject to his what? Predicate. And the P of cups, punctuation. Or S of cups, spelling. So whenever it says that, it's only one of those 4 mistakes. Okay? So you got to get used to that. And that's why the folder is going to be so handy. All they got to do is say, is it rule 1, rule 2, or rule 3? Okay? Let's read rule 3, if you don't mind. Rule 3, because there were 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. We'll read rule 3. It didn't happen last year, but it did happen the year before. Last year they just gave us 2 of rule number 2, and it got 36 and 39%. So should we do extra time on run-ons and fragments?
Yes.
So in the back of your binder you say, hey, where's that one of nothing but run-ons and fragments? Because I got to work on a specific skill that they really are horrible at. Because most schools have a really cool poster that says cups, but guess what's not there?
The extra S.
The other S that says sentence boundaries. Not enough punctuation or too much punctuation. Let's read number 3, the third one together. Ready? Go ahead. What is the correct, best way to write sentences? So what's the only difference? It has correct, but it says sentences. Look at me, please. We're going to be learning today, this means singular, not single. Singular versus what?
Plural.
Plural. They have to find out, is the subject singular or is it plural? Person, place, thing, idea. People, places, things. Ideas. Is it past, present, or what? The predicate, the action, the verb. And then once they know that, they say, oh, it says correct way to write sentences. That means one of them, and I think I had you guys do this, but let's do it anyway. That one, 2 and 3, is the only thing you're going to have to add to this. Every time it says that, number 3, it's either a SAF or a FAST, okay? The monkeys that you used last week, what letter did they look like?
S.
An S for a sentence, okay? So what they're saying is, on that third one, that one of those two is a sentence, we'll pretend like it's the first one, and the other one is an F word. What is the F word? Fragment. That it's missing the subject, or it's missing the what? Predicate. So 100% of the time, they're gonna say, if it asks you that with sentences, one of them is missing part. And so I want you to write this in your notes because it's a real helpful strategy. Have you ever watched the show Wizard of Oz? Which character was missing his brain? If I only had a brain. Scarecrow. So write scarecrow and underline the S of scarecrow 3 times. Scarecrow is the subject, but if you're missing the subject, if you're missing your brain, you're an F word. What is the F word? You're a fragment. And so you're going to have somebody on Monday stand in front of their class and say, Mijo, you're going to be the scarecrow, and I'm going to pull off your head, your subject, and I want you to pretend to die. And then pick out the class clown, the one who's not shy. Anybody have at least one of those? I'm going to have a whole class of those, unfortunately. So pick the best class clown. Okay, come here, man. I need to use you. All right?